What's poppin', yo? Ski Mask is facing some heat from fans, arguably two of the worst fan bases to deal with on the internet, Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion. And this is somebody that is has been a very big supporter of XXXTentacion's music since the beginning. And I would say Juice WRLD, I was definitely a supporter of Juice WRLD's music in the beginning and the first album. After that, I wasn't paying attention too much to what was going on. Even Death Race for Love, I listened to that. But the posthumous releases, leaks, stuff like that, didn't really care too much for it. And I don't rank him as high as these Zoomers do. But they asked him in an interview, and they said, this AI stuff is pretty crazy. Have you heard any of the Juice and XXX AI songs online? Like, there's an AI XXXTentacion Lucid Dreams. I haven't heard the X Lucid Dreams one yet, but I'll definitely check it out now that you mentioned it. That's funny. I haven't seen that one yet. That's crazy. It raises some interesting intellectual questions. Would you use AI to do new collabs with Juice and XXX? I don't know if this is an intellectual question or if it's a moral question. It depends if the people are more open-minded to it. If the people get more open-minded to it and they're more willing to not be angry at it, really. So, yeah. And then Ski Mask likely got a bunch of backlash and replied and said, I literally said it's up to the fan base if they want AI, X, and Juice songs. If it was all up to me, that stuff wouldn't be a question. We would not do it. No, sir. We need to go back. You said if they're open-minded to it, then you would consider it and possibly do it. If it was up to you, it would still be up to you. You know what I'm saying? If fans said no, then he wouldn't do it. But if fans said yes, then he would do it. Both, it's like fans aren't forcing you to make this stuff. But I don't have a problem with Ski Mask saying this. Listen, you guys know I am pro technology. I am pro AI. I was one of the early people to get lambasted. I was taking arrows for this stuff. And I still am to a degree. However, there are different contexts in which we can deem, or I, not you guys, because people have different opinions, in which I can deem something as, I think this is okay versus, I don't know about this one. For example, new music, I think that's different because let's just say we're using an artist's voice. You don't want to put out music that the artist hasn't written. And this is what keep in mind, I've had a problem with leaks, which is something that y'all ain't have a problem with, but don't keep the same energy. My thing with leaks is not only is it very inconvenient for me to get, it's largely unfinished, the quality is hit or miss, but leaks are, for the most part, something that the artist did not feel comfortable putting out to the public. I'm going to judge an artist based on what they decide to put out. Now, I have listened to leaks like Carter 3, stuff like that, or albums that leaked early, like when Rodeo leaked early, but I'm going to judge an artist based on what they put out, what they're confident in saying, hey, this is my best product that I want you to consume. The problem is that leaks are actually the artist wrote them and performed them at one point in time. With this AI stuff, who would be writing the music? So it would be someone else writing the music, and the voice, the AI, would just be a vessel. And I think a lot of what ties music, especially Juice WRLD and XXXTentacion, these guys aren't a Sabrina Carpenter, right? And I don't mean to take shots at her. I've seen her for like 10 plus years doing her thing. And she's a Disney star, so they're doing the thing with her. And I don't mean that in any insidious way. It's just that there's a big machine that's been behind her since the beginning. So I've seen the vessel argument is where I have to take a step back. And I think there's no point in this. Because a lot of what attaches these people to artists like XXX and Juice is their pain in the music. They are actually saying something in their music that resonates with people, and the people know that it's coming from that artist. Yeah, Juice and X, they were writing all their music, which is an argument that you Zoomers have to use against these old heads that are talking about, man, you know, like, who's listening to Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion? Well, at least they ain't have writers. How about that one? Now we'll give Juice WRLD that. Being able to produce all those songs with no writers. Meanwhile, these bums are out here, can't even produce 100 songs before they start getting writers. And the music is still mid. Oh, man. With that being said, when it comes to fusing songs together, and this is the problem with XXXTentacion, is he had so little material out there. You could just see when they were trying to staple together or do these, not really, it's kind of like a collage, trying to make an album. It didn't come together well, whereas Juice WRLD had so much material that was finished. But if they're saying, hey, this is an AI cover of XXXTentacion, and we trained his stems on this, or his like raw vocals, and he's doing covers of songs that he loved growing up, I think that's a thing where I can say, okay, that's pretty cool. Now, there probably wouldn't be much money from that, or I think they could figure out splits for that and get some, is it license? Get the samples cleared or whatever the hell they would have to do, because he's such a big artist on Spotify. I think that's cool. I think that's a tribute. I think that's something that people would be fond of. Or if they put an XXX and Juice like verses that already exist together, like these fans are doing, but the fans are already doing these mashups. That's the thing. And when fans are doing it, it's more innocent, and I think there's less of a pushback. But that's the way I see that. So I think there is a lot of nuance in here. Like if people use Juice WRLD to do covers of some of Juice WRLD's favorite rap songs, things like that, I think that's cool. And it respects the identity of the artist whilst not trying to, the word isn't capitalized, because money will be made regardless. And I don't think that's an evil or wrong thing. It's just, would the artist be or feel disrespected if you could ask them about this? I think any artist would be disrespected if someone said, most, all right? Especially like genuine artists like XXX and Juice. You know, this guy, they put everything out there on the music. I think if you told them, hey, someone else is going to be writing your music, melodies, and they're just going to use your voice, I think XXX would punch a hole through the wall, and I think Juice WRLD would probably just laugh hysterically off of Lean. It doesn't seem like it would be in their character. Now, if you told Cardi B that, yeah, she'd be like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Different people. And that's where my opinion stands on this situation. So if it's new music, new verses, things like that, nah. If it's covers, if it's maybe like a mashup, I could see that. Or them highlighting it, or perhaps like the people that make the really cool mashups, maybe give them better resources to make the collaboration, I guess, better quality, and then put it out officially. So the person that originally did it, they can get some like look off of it as well. So the fans are happy. They're like, hey, one of us that made this mashup, like made it come to life in the highest quality possible. I think it would quell fans, and they would be happy to hear that. That's just my thoughts, though. But this conversation is always very, very interesting, because it does get to a dilemma in what's right or wrong. I think a lot of people are just in the beginning stages. I think Ski has probably seen more with AI, and that's why he's not on the fence, but thinking there's a lot of good he believes that can be done with it. And right now people are just averse to it, and they think it's just some robot, or they just don't understand the technology yet. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.